All right, Steve Hambling, your urban gardener here. It's a hot one today, July 19th. Supposed to be the hottest day of this summer. I thought I would let you see what my garden looks like in July, since I'm a gardener. So let's start at this end. We have climbing hydrangea here, and they're very full, very nice. They're about 5 years old. There's mint in here. This apple tree we planted last year. So it's coming along nicely. You have it tied up because it was leaning terribly that way. There's an azalea back there. Two sedum here. These were two of the only plants that were in this garden when I got this house 8 years ago. There was nothing here. This was all built. This is Jerusalem artichoke, which I got from Kim, one of my clients. These hostas, actually, these hostas came from another client. I can't remember who now, but they came from another client. Peony, long since bloomed. I haven't deadheaded it yet, from another client. Disobedient plant. Actually, it's called obedient plant. I always call it disobedient plant because it just goes everywhere, but I've corralled it in there. Two roses. Those I bought. These lilies came from a client, and they're just spectacular. I wish you could smell them right now. They're just unreal. But they started out as maybe 2 stalks, and that was about 4 years ago. This stuff, I can never remember what it's called. It's a bellflower. I gotta look that one up. Spurge, this actually came from the front of the house, and I brought it back here. The allium, long since bloomed, but they look cool. I leave them. That azalea, I did buy that years ago, 8 years ago. These are what we call the purple people eaters. They are a type of, they're called rooster's crest in Italian. I just can't think of the genus right now. But those will be transplanted to the front. They're crazy. I think you've seen them if you've seen some of my other videos. Those lilies in the back, that bunch of lilies which hasn't bloomed yet, we bought last year at White House Perennials. $80, like nuts, and they haven't given me any flowers, so I'm disappointed. There's lady's mantle in here surrounding some geraniums. You can see the lady's mantle around the edge. I got that from a client this year. More purple people eaters. The daisies, aren't they great? Wow, those are really nice. I can't remember where I got those. I might have bought those. That little help me out. Oh, you know. Anyway, bought that at Walmart last year. That one over there I got from a client 2 weeks ago. And there's another one over there that I got from a client 2 weeks ago. And they'll come back next year. Wow, just drawing a big blank on those. It'll come back to me. These 2 cedars came from a client, didn't want them. The 3 grasses, same thing. That lamium was just transplanted from the other end of the garden. It was here when I got here, actually. And that ricin I planted, it's also called castor bean. I planted that this year, and you can see the flowers just peeking out. It'll get much, much bigger by the end of the summer. So the vegetables this year, garlic. Scapes are kind of done, but the garlic's in there. Beans, green beans back there. Broccoli. These sunflowers, they were self-seeded from last year's sunflowers. All of these. I transplanted them to make them in a row, but they just all came up. Lots of zucchini in there, lots of it. Beets over here. I got to get rid of some of these zucchini leaves or the beets won't do too well. Over here, there were gladiolas hidden over there in the purple people eaters. Over here, poor zucchini I transplanted. It didn't do too well, but it's still alive. Dahlias here, dahlias there. These are like Walmart or dollar store gladiolas. They will bloom later. The vine, that grapevine I did buy last year. And again, those sunflowers were self-seeded, but I transplanted. They were all self-seeded over here, and then I transplanted them over there and in the front of my garden. And, I've got a little cherry tomato plant I bought just for fun. Anyway, that's it. Thought I would let you see my garden, how it's doing. I just weeded it today. I had a bit of time. Steve Hambling, your urban gardener, growing a greener world 1 yard at a time, and every now and then taking care of my own garden.